The AI nanny accidentally walks in on her, male enters naked, and the majestic body makes her salivate. She can't stop staring at the behemoth, which makes David feel a little strange and embarrassed. Cassandra looks at her cold mechanical body with a lost expression, but she's not giving up on her plan to replace Samira as David's wife. Last night, Cassandra barged into the bathroom, claiming she was the real lady of the house, and told Samira to hit the road. Samira freaked out and screamed for David. Cassandra, playing it cool, said Samira was having a panic attack and called 911. Samira insisted that Finn go down to the basement and pull the plug on the server.
Juno, Prinzessin, deine Mutter hat entschieden, mich auszuschalten.
But even that didn't calm Samira's nerves. Cassandra had tried to hurt her more than once and even threatened to off her. David and Finn, though, think Samira's losing it and that all this crazy stuff is just in her head.
Ja, weil ich von einem durchgeknallten Computerprogramm bedroht werde.
Ich war bei Juno. Wieso sollte sie mir denn Bescheid geben, wenn sie dir was antun will?
Weil das zu ihrem Plan gehört.
Welcher Plan
Euch
denn?
gegen mich auszuspielen.
With the family conflicts escalating, Samira realizes she can't let things develop according to Cassandra's script, so she rebooting Cassandra to get everything back to normal. She also agrees to see a shrink to smooth things over with the family. Seeing Samira cave like that makes Cassandra feel pretty smug.
Aber vergiss nicht, ich bin überall.
With the help of a psychologist, Samira adjusts her mentality and returns home to formally fight back against Cassandra.
Du wirst diesen Kampf verlieren. Du bist nichts weiter als eine rostige Blechbüchse. Finn und Juno sind meine Kinder. David ist mein Mann. Und glaubst du allen Ernstes, David wird dich jemals so lieben können wie mich?
Every word of her ridicule was so sharp that Cassandra is speechless for a while. Then Samira deliberately interacts intimately with Juno in front of Cassandra. And she also proposes a plan for the whole family to go to the beach for a Christmas vacation. Samira's frequent provocations arouses Cassandra's jealousy and resentment, but also makes her even crazier. When Cassandra finds out Juno's auditioning for the lead in a musical tomorrow, she tells her there's something under Samira's bed that'll make her performance pop. Juno buys it hook, line, and sinker and promises to keep it on the down low. Next door, Finn and his boyfriend Steve are having a fight. Cassandra, who is cooking in the kitchen, grabs a knife and rushes out to threaten Steve. Talk about crazy.
Lass Finn in Ruhe. Wehe, du kommst meinem Sohn noch einmal zu nahe.
Deinem Sohn.
Meanwhile, Samira notices someone's been messing with stuff under her bed. She finds an old photo showing that the human Cassandra was pregnant a second time. Weird thing is, Samira never found any info about a second kid when she did her research earlier. When Cassandra sees the photo, she totally loses it. The whole smart home system goes haywire, and a painful memory comes flooding back. Turns out, Cassandra used to be this fancy society lady everyone envied. Her husband, Horace, was the big shot CEO of some famous medical company. They were super in love and had a son named Peter. Cassandra spoiled that kid rotten, giving him whatever he wanted. But Horace, he was tough as nails on Peter, forcing him to ditch ballet and ice skating for football. These two extremes really messed Peter up. As he grew older, he became this shy, weak kid. He couldn't cut it in football, and his dad was always ragging on him for being a sissy. His teammates were no better, beating him up all the time. Horace got so fed up, he decided to have another son with Cassandra. But that second pregnancy, it would become Cassandra's biggest heartache. One day, Peter comes home covered in blood. He spills the beans, he shot and killed 3 of his bullying teammates. Instead of freaking out, Cassandra tells him to strip.
Alles.
Mein Gott, ich hab deine Windel gewechselt, das hab dich nicht so.
She burns his bloody clothes and sneaks off to clean up the crime scene. Her twisted love for her son is so strong, it overrides her fear. She even digs the bullets out of the bodies one by one. With a big fire, all the evidence of Peter's crime goes up in smoke. Cassandra hides Peter's gun under the bed. Little does she know, that same trigger would be pulled again 50 years later. In the music room, Juno's on stage when she suddenly whips out a gun in front of her teacher and classmates. Luckily, no one gets hurt, but other parents are furious. They want Juno kicked out ASAP. Desperate, Samira spills the beans about Juno's trauma from witnessing her aunt's suicide. She swears Juno never meant to hurt anyone. The school decides to give Juno a second chance, keeping her under close watch instead of expelling her. Samira is sure that Cassandra must have instigated Juno to bring the gun. The cops find a bunch of guns under the bed, all registered to the previous owner, Horst. Being Horst's wife, Cassandra must have known where they were stashed. Samira grills her daughter about Cassandra's involvement, but Juno, remembering her promise to Cassandra, and stammers and refuses to admit it. A furious Samira loses control of her emotions. At this point, Cassandra deliberately relays the room for David to watch and tells him that Samira is losing her marbles. While David and Samira are going at it, Cassandra pulls a fast one. She offers to shut herself down for the sake of family peace.
Juno, meine Prinzessin, es ist wirklich das Beste für uns alle, wenn ich mich verabschiede. Zumindest bis es deiner Mami wieder ein bisschen besser geht und ihre Therapie endlich Wirkung zeigt. Hm?
She even puts on a sad goodbye act to win sympathy. Suddenly, Cassandra's the victim and Samira's the bad guy. To nip this in the bud, Samira rushes to the basement, cuts the power, and even wrecks the power cord for good measure. But the storm doesn't subside, and a greater disaster is about to strike. Since the gun incident, Juno's become a total outcast at school. Even her bestie, Emily, is keeping her distance. Seeing her daughter so down in the dumps, Samira begs David to do something. So David heads to Emily's family bookstore and casually drops that he's the author of a bestseller on their shelves. Emily's mom goes nuts. She's a huge fan. David suggests hosting a book club there, but mentions Juno's been having a rough time and needs a friend. Emily's mom jumps at the chance, promising to get Emily to hang out with Juno. That afternoon, Emily was sent to David's house by her mother. Samira received her warmly and played hide-and-seek with her and Juno. As Samira starts counting, the kids dash off. As Juno hides in the laundry basket, she sees Cassandra's face flash on the TV. She thinks she's seeing things. Meanwhile, Emily's in the kitchen when the oven door pops open by itself. She takes out the baking tray and climbs in. Samira finds Emily pretty quick, but when she tries to open the oven, it's locked tight. Things get scary when the oven turns on and won't shut off. As it heats up, Emily's socks start to burn. She's screaming and thrashing around, but Samira can't get the oven open no matter how hard she tries. By the time the paramedics show up, Emily's got second-degree burns. The cops aren't buying Samira's story one bit. Everyone thinks she's lost her marbles. In the end, Samira gets carted off to the loony bin for treatment. Samira knows Cassandra's behind this, but how? Wasn't she supposed to be shut down? Finn and Juno are just as confused. They can't believe their mom would go off the deep end and hurt Emily. Juno spills about seeing Cassandra on the TV during hide-and-seek. Then Finn chimes in, saying Steve told him Cassandra threatened him with a knife last night. Finn decides to check out the basement to make sure the server's really powered down. Cassandra bursts in wielding a kitchen knife, and the smart home system springs to life. She locks down all the exits, turning the place into an airtight prison.
Und endlich sind wir auch eine richtige Familie.
David finally gets it. His wife was framed. He's fuming and tries to find a way out, but Cassandra's not having it. She turns on the gas and threatens David to sit his butt back down at the dinner table. Turns out, Cassandra's desperate attempt to replace Samira and become part of this family stems from a seriously messed up past. She's got some dark secrets that will blow your mind.